All right,
All right, here we go now.
Mr. Strang, I think we are finally ready to go. Let's one more test.
Are we good, John?
We should be. We're just testing right now to make sure the live stream link works.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, guys, so finally it seems that, well, we were a bit, how can I say, affected by a little glitch from Google, and we called their support and finally figured out a solution um, and to go live. And, I mean, these are the hurdles that you have to deal with when we're really live. And this is what we are now. Welcome to the third episode of the Genesis Live webinar, and this one will be a very special one again, as always, since we are going to really talk in detail and explicitly about X11, which was the major announcement coming up from our side this week. And we're really digging a bit more deep into the profitability and into the situation currently and what it actually is, and more detailed explanation about it. And also, I'm going to show you an exclusive video that we haven't shown before from our GPU farm. First off, and also one very important thing, of course, we are going to end this with a more detailed question and answer section as than in the sessions before, because there surely, I mean, of course, I spoke to our supporters, and they said that the number of support requests were higher than usual, of course, because a lot of people have a lot of questions regarding the new technology and regarding X11 mining that we launched. I guess we are good to start, and I want to explain a bit about why this happened now, and what and what it actually is about X11. I mean, we are talking about X11 since a hugely long time. I remember in Las Vegas last year, I was at a conference, what was it, Hashers United, where we're first talking about X11, and I mean, it's a long time since then, but we are really glad that we could now launch X11 with a really big announcement, and it's spread quite immensely all around the Bitcoin community, and we are happy to be the first one. And of course, the key feature, or the key, how can I say, technology that you need to provide this is, of course, you need to have a huge GPU farm. And luckily, I mean, you know that since especially also in the early script days, we mined with GPUs, we build our farm gradually up and up. And now we have, since long time already, the biggest GPU farm in Europe. And we are really glad that we could offer that now, and now are able to really use the full power of the farm online, and enable X11 mining in the cloud. So yeah, of course, also regarding you might see, if someone of you have checked the prices, you will see that basically this is a price that you cannot achieve if you're purchasing the graphic cards and the main boards and all the accessories by yourself. You will never go to this price, and that again, of course, is a result of our optimized structure, and of course of the fact that we already have the huge GPU farm running since long time. So it's definitely a difference really here, because we already have it. Of course, we're expanding it more and more, but this enables us this cheap pricing. And I'm sure if you have crunched the numbers, you already have seen that this is really a very attractive offer. And also regarding the absence of ASIC miners, make it a very attractive thing. but I'm going to come back to the profitability situation to a later stage. I want to start actually with something great to watch. I will show you a video of one of our GPU facilities, and yeah, enjoy and watch it. And afterwards, I'm going to show you another one. So I really have to say and have to add that this, of course, is a kind of unofficial video. It's a video that I really want to explicitly just show here. You will not see this on the homepage in any sense, especially because, of course, there needs to be a lot of tuning, or there's a lot to improve to make a really nice video out of that. But we will definitely have a very nice summary and kind of trailer video for X11 and for our farms. But I just wanted to give you a kind of sneak peek what we have currently filmed. And this was just one of our, was actually the smaller of our facilities. I'm going to show you another video, but there's no sound or no special effects or anything. It's just a pure video that I recorded recently. And also another facility. It's a different one than that, but I have to be a bit careful because I guess it's some, you know, I mean, there are not many people who have this this opportunity to have these farms, and of course, as always, we need to be very sensitive. So especially now, I mean, it's a big thing, and it's really, I mean, X11, we are the only ones, and we have to take it as always serious, the security of our customers. And so we want to provide this, we want to provide as much transparency as possible, but please understand that yeah, we will start with this now and then deliver even further insights, but we have to be careful what we're showing. Maybe, I don't know whether you can see it. Let me put the camera a bit more on top here. Yeah, so as you can see, there is really a huge amount of GPUs running there. And of course, I mean, there needs to be a lot of GPUs, especially since there's a huge amount of power behind it. And of course, that is the most important thing, if we would have only a couple of shelves and we would start with selling them in the cloud, we would have some scalability issues. So the infrastructure allows us to really expand our facilities in a very convenient way, already having a huge amount of hashing power in the back. John, I don't know how what you would say now, or what you think how to continue, but I think that it's a great time. This time already now going to the question Q&A, because it was just so much questions that we should really use the time and answer the questions of the users. What do you say?
Sounds great. Let's do it. Let's jump into things.
Perfect. Okay.
All right, we're ready. So obviously the big topic for today is X11. You guys had the big announcement yesterday announcing it. So let's just clarify for the customers, what is X11 exactly?
Yeah, sure. So, well, I guess a lot of our customers, I don't need to explain that there are other algorithms than SHA mining. A lot of people already know from the past times we offered Script, which was an alternative to SHA, and SHA is the main algorithm for Bitcoin and other SHA currencies. But Bitcoin surely is the biggest cryptocurrency that is mined with the SHA algorithm. Litecoin, for example, is a coin that is mined with Script, and Script is something that we offered in the past as well. So now, of course, besides SHA and Script, there are also other algorithms. And one of them, one of the most popular ones after Script, after SHA and Script, definitely is X11, and I would even say X11 now is more popular than Script. But the biggest difference, of course, is that with Bitcoin, with SHA mining, since of course Bitcoin is a huge market, there is a huge competition, and I don't need to explain also here that a lot of manufacturers are in this market driving the technology and also affecting the difficulty, and that results, of course, in the Bitcoin case, not rarely to a difficulty increase because more and more miners are going into the network. X11 doesn't have this race. Why? Because there is at the moment no sign of an ASIC miner coming into this market. Why this is? It's quite obvious, because ASIC technology costs a lot of money, and you really need to have a certain size of the market in order to make this feasible. And also the other part, which is very important, is that the algorithm needs to be suitable. I mean, I don't want to be unrealistic by saying there are algorithms that are ASIC proof. It's probably, I don't think there will be any algorithm that is ASIC proof, but certainly it's a big difference in how easy it is for an algorithm to make it as an ASIC. And I can already say, just because it's hugely and complex, X11 is one of these which is extremely difficult to go further and develop an ASIC technology on top. So fact is, we have the option now with X11 mining X11 coins like Dash coin or Start coin or others, and mining that with X11, and then converting the coins automatically to Bitcoin. So that means it's basically a clever way to surpass the difficulty increase in the Bitcoin for SHA, which Bitcoin direct mining brings with it. And it's on a clever way to circumvent this and mining X11 coins and then switching to Bitcoin. It's really it's a more advanced mining, that's for sure, of course. I mean, you need to know what X11 is. You need to know also other altcoins. But it's, for us, it's made simple for the users, but also more advanced users, of course, can really select their altcoins, what they would like to mine, and select their own portfolios of altcoins to mine. And also, what is very important, there will be a lot of more altcoins that are coming into the X11 mining allocation in the user interface.
Well, let's touch on that, because that's one of the questions we received multiple times. What are the coins that you anticipate having in the next, say, 6 months?
Get it. Okay, that's a very good question. What I can say for sure is that for Script, for example, we had a huge variety of altcoins, and we want really to not leave any of this out. So we are trying to really push as much as altcoins to X11 as possible. Of course, with one remark, it needs to be an attractive altcoin, and it needs to be an altcoin that is secure and that has a strong community backing behind. This is a critical point. We don't want to offer something where where we already know in front this is a scam or this is something that doesn't have any future because not even the community is believing in this coin. So this is the #1 criteria. And also, of course, it needs to have a certain kind of size, especially in X11. There are coins that are very small, and we have to be very careful with our power, because if we enable it and say 20% of our users are blasting full percent of their hash power to this coin, it can really be dangerous. Because if, for example, users are switching a lot of hash power to the coin, the difficulty might increase very fast. If it's a very small coin, and then if they are switching back again, the difficulty remains high, but nobody is mining the coin anymore, and that will basically destroy the coin, which is something that needs to be taken care of, and that's why we need to be careful. But yeah, there will be a lot of coins that are auto-mineable, and there will be a lot of coins that are directly mineable with X11.
All right. This one, to be honest, it didn't come from any of the users. This one came from me, and I think it's probably a question everyone wants to know. How much money can I make, or what's the expected ROI that we can maybe achieve with X11 in the first year?
Well, John, I think it's not only you that is asking this question. I think this is the top priority question we always have. And well, I really, what can I say? I'm not in the position to promise anything that is unrealistic or do any or create here some illusions. But what I can for sure say is that as the pricing is currently, and you can verify that, of course, it's a very attractive deal. And why is that the case? That is because you have to see, I mean, most of the users can only mine when they are purchasing, of course, the graphic cards and the accessories to do the X11 mining. And since we already have this huge setup, of course, and also have, as usual, the cheap electricity rates, etc., we of course have a big advantage compared to the usual miners, and therefore we are able to offer this heavily reduced price. And this, combined with the fact that there is much less risk of an ASIC and the race for the difficulty, makes this 1 year mining plan a very attractive option. And I'm sure I don't need to tell people that who have already tried it out. They saw the payout. Well, they saw the first. Some of them saw the first. Of course, we only started 2 days ago. But the others will see it very soon. And yeah, it's a 1 year contract. There's also what I need to say is that this time there's 0% maintenance fee. So basically everything is included in this one-time payment. So you always get 100% of the payout, which is of course favorable for a lot of people. Of course, we can only do that because it's a 1 year contract, and it's because it's not a lifetime. Of course, in the lifetime case, we don't know how long it will run. Therefore, we are forced to bring the structure of bring the maintenance in. But for the X11, it's really a 1 year, 100% pure payout. And yeah. The ones who have crunched the numbers are seeing that the possibility is quite high, and yeah, the reward looks very attractive.
All right. Now this one comes very different than the X11. It's someone who met you in Ukraine at the conference, and their question is, what do you think about the Bitcoin's potential in Ukraine?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I mentioned it before in the pre-talk of this webinar. The potential of Ukraine is huge. So I mean, I'm talking, of course, regarding the Bitcoin community. I was there at the conference in Kiev, and I've never seen a conference that is crowded like this. I have compared it to the Bitcoin conference, for example, in Paris, where I were, which was the first Bitcoin conference in Paris, and this was more than double as big as it. So that really sees the potential and the growing community of Bitcoin in the Ukraine. Why this is, I don't know. I think it's generally because people are open for new, are in general searching for really new kind of businesses, and of course it has also to do with the current political situation and also regarding the capital controls. So people are also looking for ways to transfer money out and inside of the country. But in general, it's a very open community, and I was really glad to be there. I really enjoyed it a lot.
That's awesome. Now, getting into more Genesis mining related questions. The last webinar, you announced lifeinsideofbitcoinmine.com. I know that got covered on New York Post and businessinsider.com and a bunch of other publications. What's the next plan for the website? What do you guys intend to do?
Well, that's a very good question. Life Inside of Bitcoin Mine, the launch was a full success. It was covered really tremendously in all bigger newspapers and magazines. It's still, of course, there, and everybody can have a look at it and can see our farms. We are going, of course, we're starting now with the kind of program that we wanted to run on that. So as I promised, we want to run this in an entertaining way. You might have seen, I mean, looking for hours at the live farm, it's not too much of excitement. So we have thought about some cool ideas that we're going to follow up and really to do some entertaining stuff with Life Inside a Bitcoin Mine. So that people will like to go there as well.
All right. So would you recommend making sure to keep a close eye on lifeinsideofbitcoinmine.com in the upcoming weeks then?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm sure we, of course, will notify people when it comes to that point. But we have some really cool ideas what we're going to do. And I'm really glad to get started. But of course, everything needs some kind of preparation. One of the next things we're going to do there, because we had people, of course, it's as always, it's also understandable. There are always critics and critical people. And some people were, I remember, saying that the live view, how can I say, it's pictures that repeat all the time. But I mean, now we have the flag. They can see that the flag is not repeating pictures all the time. And now we're going to make it really sure. We're going to display the live Bitcoin price. I think that's a great way. The only problem we are having with this, of course, is because the hot aisle is extremely hot inside, and we're a bit afraid that the monitor that we're going to place there is going to crash quite soon. So we're now thinking of a setup where we're using a beamer and project the Bitcoin price, maybe Bitcoin Wisdom or something like that on the wall. And that should really give no doubts about the site being live.
All right, well, we look forward to that. I think that's all the questions we're going to have time for. I know we're trying to keep things on a time limit here, so I'll let you take over and close.
One thing, John, because I got the question here, I just see it. I want to come back to that as well, because I think, I think it makes sense. I didn't go into that so much detail for that, but some people want to know exactly what are the concrete numbers to look for the X11 contract, and also how it is going to go further with a lifetime contract in Bitcoin. Just to answer that, the concrete numbers, of course, what I can say, mining is a statistical process. So we're finding blocks, we're mining the altcoins, and the payouts. You will see the payouts, of course. What I can say with quite confidence is that the swings in the payouts should be much lower for the X11, so it's a more stable payout. Why is that? Of course, because of the absence of ASIC miners, and yeah, you can use all bunch of profitability calculators in the net. There is really dozens of that. We want to be, if there's any concerns or something, please just write us and write to our support. They are very eager and they're really hardworking guys, and take great care that every single question is answered. And if you have detailed questions about yeah, the mining returns or something is unclear, please just contact us. And the last question was regarding SHA. What actually is happening on the SHA side? Well, I mean, we had a big breakthrough announcement before. That was the lowering of the fees from $1.5 per terahash per day to $1.2 per terahash per day, which was quite an improvement. And of course, Bitcoin is a huge driver, and we will definitely continue on that as well. And I'm more than glad to look in the future and optimize our farms further. And everybody, I think now can see that yeah, lifetime Bitcoin mining is still a lifetime contract, and the lifetime contract itself has its great benefits by the time of running. So it can potentially run very long. Of course, we will see if it's not profitable anymore. We have to take the consequences. But I really want to compare it as really two types of ways, and we try to really make that clear in on the homepage. The X11 is more kind of a niche and advanced product that also is achieving a very quick an accelerated ROI, as we call it, because there is no maintenance fee. But of course, the slight disadvantage for the X11 is that it's limited for 1 year. On the other hand, the SHA side has the maintenance fee, of course, because we need to cover the electricity, and we cannot include it in the price up front because we don't know how long a lifetime contract is running. But the great positive side for SHA is, of course, that yeah, it's mining as long as it's profitable, and it really just depends on the difficulty and how it will evolve. And of course, we might never forget the Bitcoin price. So the great benefit on that side is that if the Bitcoin price is increasing more and more, the maintenance fees are getting more and more insignificant. So if the price is going significantly higher to $300, $400, people would feel the maintenance fee much less than in the current Bitcoin price scenario. That's something that is really important and that you might not forget. So, but of course, in this sense, I mean, as you all know, in that sense, mining is getting so hugely attractive that everybody is wanting to jump in. And of course, now imagine the Bitcoin price would be at 300, 350. People would say, "Oh my God, I lost the opportunity to go in and get some Bitcoins. Now I need to mine them in," or they see how attractive it is. But by that time, because there's already such a huge rush, then I don't know. I mean, at some point, also our capacity is coming to a limit. And in this price scenario, if Bitcoin price is now really exploding, clearly everybody who is already mining is in the more favorable position, because in that sense, we cannot guarantee how much we will be able to offer, because our DCs are coming to an end at one point, of course. That's just something that I want generally to add, because we have this topic quite often. And I think, John, if there is no other question, I think we're good to to say goodbye to everybody. We were more than happy that you were joining us again this time. And next time we will also have, again, a special episode. We are coming, probably, I don't want to overpromise something, but as it looks like, the next time we're having a show with another very, very special announcement for the whole Bitcoin, for the whole mining community. Yeah, you will see. I don't want to promise 100%, but it will definitely, if it's not in the next one, it will be in the one after. But you will hear from that.
We'll be excited and waiting for it.
All right.
And just, one other thing on this end, if anyone has any questions that didn't get answered, if you want to email them to live@genesis-mining or live@genesis-mining.com, we can go through and try to answer those for you or include that on the next webinar.
Sure. And if there's any questions, always, contact at genesis-mining.com and you will get directly help, as always. Thanks, guys. Till next time. Goodbye.